man. They're great guys, great leaders. They've taught me so much. KJ, he's so intellectual with just how to play the position. How to study film, how to just go over just playbook and understanding your job. Just demanding excellence and watching him perform. Then Carlton, such a dynamic player, and just the same way, just knowing what to do on the field. It's like he knows what they're gonna do before they do it. Just watching those two do it, it makes you, for one, want to elevate your level, and then just being behind them, watching guys like that being selfless, teaching you when they don't have to. It's a great experience.
And you're getting a good bit of playing time now. How's it been for you? How do you feel like you're progressing?
I feel like I'm progressing pretty well. That's up to my coach, to decide that. But I feel like I'm playing pretty well for the opportunities I'm getting out there. Just trying to, fill in for them, doing what I can do. And like Coach just said, hold the standard, no drop-offs,
Terry, I was looking at your bio this morning, and I saw you're a pretty good soccer player too, man, in high school. Tell me about that a little bit. I'm just curious. Soccer in Childersburg, was that pretty big?
I mean, honestly, in Childersburg, we're more of a basketball town, but as I was growing up in high school, we had finally, made the soccer program. So, yeah, for us, that was a big deal. We really enjoyed it.
Does that help you as a football player at all, as far as just the,
I mean,
soccer, basketball, that kind of thing?
For endurance purposes, for sure, soccer really helped, and just I played a lot of goalie my last few years, so that helped, with my hands, batting down balls, just being, hand-eye coordinating. Basketball, of course, just quick change and, explosive movement, so yeah.
Terry, Jamal Kennedy at W. Spateful in Montgomery. You've played in this game against Southern Miss. You've been at Troy for a while now, so you've seen these games. Talk to me a little bit about the atmosphere and what it's like when these two teams get together, and how excited you are, I guess, for them to be in the Sun and for this to now be a yearly thing.
Every game, for us is a big deal. We don't, get, too high, too low. We try to, make the most out of every game, but for a game like this, yeah, it's a great magnitude, It's a big deal, and we take it extremely, seriously. We're trying to build something here that's going to last and sustain, so, we're going to enjoy it,
And one more for me. What do you feel like the defense is right now at this point in the season? Obviously, you guys have gotten better every single week. What do you feel like you guys are right now, I guess, as we sit here in week 5 of the season, week 6?
Coach said after basically every game we play, we taking a step forward each game from Ole Miss to WKU. We keep on taking steps. And I feel like we're extremely great defense right now, but I feel like we could still go so much farther. We still got so many things we can do, from every position, from safety all the way down to D-line. We can do everything so much better, so, yeah.
Into that game this last week, how's it feel to finally have your moment?
Yeah, it was surreal. It was kind of like, you couldn't have scripted it any better. It kind of felt like a movie. But, yeah, I was excited to play, excited with the performance, and to get the win.
Hey, Jarret, this is John Johnson at the Dothan Eagle. How much was being at Western Kentucky during the preseason help you as far as their tendencies or whatever defensively, or did it make a difference at all when you got out there?
Yeah, I think it made a little bit of a difference. I think it was more just kind of knowing their personnel. That last play to Tez, I kind of knew who he was matched up on and checked the play to where I could get him open, and I knew he was going to, be open. And like I said, the personnel helped out a lot.
And I understand you study, you're ready when your name is called, that kind of thing, but sometimes that's easier said than done. How hard has it been to really stay ready? Because Gunner's been playing really solid, and I know you're just an injury away from being out there, but still, I'm sure it's tough to just stay as ready as you have.
Yeah, I would say, I've been a starter, the last 5 years pretty much, and doing a backup role has definitely been tough. But I know I always pride myself in being the most prepared on the field, and I wasn't going to take a step back in my preparation even though I wasn't the starter. And I know being prepared is going to give you an opportunity. It's not going to, grant you success, but it's going to give you an opportunity to be successful when you do get out there. So, I just always wanted to be prepared because I didn't know when my number was going to be called, and I wanted to try to be successful when I got out there.
Jarret, it's Jamal Kennedy at WSFA in Montgomery. Just talk about the chemistry you have, because you made some really good throws to Jabri and Tez and something. What's your chemistry like with the wide receiver group? Obviously, you get to throw to them all the time, but it just seemed like you guys were just so in sync on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it comes from when I get to throw to them after practice, because during practice I don't get a whole lot of reps during the week. So I make them stay after practice and throw them a few balls and try to stay on top of the plays. So I guess that's coming from after practice work.
And then one more from me. Not only did you just get into the game, I mean, you were in there in a pretty intense moment. The game was tied. So everything, all the factors that you have to take into account. How did you, I guess, keep yourself calm? And I mean, you have done this for a long time, but I have to imagine that's the first action you're seeing really this year. I mean, that's a really high pressure moment.
Yeah, I just go back to my training, go back to my preparation. Like you said, I've been in this situation before. I've played in big-time games before. So, I knew what to do. I was confident in myself, confident in my teammates, confident in my coaches. So just went out there and tried to play freely.
Hey, Jarret, it's Josh for the Detroit Messenger. Coach Summerall mentioned that some of the guys on the other side might have been trying to mess with you a little bit after you dropped that first ball, and I know the crowd was kind of, what was that experience like, and how did you handle that?
Yeah, I think there's a misconception that, I dropped it because I was nervous. I knew myself I dropped it because I took my eyes off of it, and I confirmed that through the film. I'm staring directly at the running back pretty much when the ball snapped. So I knew, I didn't drop that because of anybody else. I dropped that just because I took my eyes off the ball and I was going to go to the next play.
It wasn't just really that first one, Jarret. I feel like the first 3 plays was kind of like, we were all kind of nervous because sure enough, you just got in.
Yep.
Was it kind of like you just had to get the rust knocked it off?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I just took my eyes off the first ball, and then the second play where I threw it to the running back, it was all covered. And then we got into that 3rd and long, and just converted it. And we've worked that route and that throw a lot this week. And so I was just confident in the play call.
Yeah, I think like a lot of the guys before us have said, we take a get better, take a step forward each week mentality. We try to get better each week as an offensive line unit and as an offense as a whole. We're getting a little more cohesive as a unit up front at the offensive line position. We're fitting double teams a little bit better. Effort was never really a problem, but it's just schematically we're getting a little bit more comfortable with what we're doing. Our running backs are playing great. They're hitting the holes for us. And, some of the things we're doing on offense from a schematic standpoint, it's helping us out up front. It's opening up holes. It's making people honor our passing game so we can, drop some safeties back and get the ball on the ground some more.
How much different is the scheme this year as opposed to last year?
It's dramatically different. You see we're out there in 12 personnel a lot more pro-style offense as compared to the spread that we had done in previous years. And it took some adjustments. It did for a guy like me that's been in that type of spread offense for a long time now. It took some getting used to. And of course, we had some switch-ups across the offensive line we had to get used to. But like I said, we're making steps each week. We're getting better each week, and I think that's showing on the field.
It's Jamal Kennedy at WSFA in Montgomery. It's not just the running game that's coming along and progressing, but the offense as a whole has really gotten better. You guys have transitioned now to being maybe like a 4-quarter team, whereas earlier in the season you may have come alive in the second half. What's been the change there? Is it just becoming more comfortable? Is it the running game maybe helping that a little bit? What's been the biggest change there?
I think a lot of it falls on our leadership and, the way that we train. We take pride in being a team that's a four-quarter team and our conditioning and everything that we do. We know that we have to start a little bit better. I know we've started a little sluggish these past couple games, but we do take pride in the way that we finish. We take pride in knowing that we're going to be the toughest team out on the field, and we're going to play hard all four quarters. And that's something that we might have struggled with last year a little bit, and is coming out sluggish in the third. And it's something that we have focused on this year.
And I think it's showing. We just got to continue to get better. We have to play all 4 quarters, and I think if we begin playing, successfully all 4 quarters, we're going to be a very hard team to stop.
And the last question for me, you guys are strung together a couple wins here now. What's the confidence level like? How good does a team feel overall going forward?
Yeah, it always feels good to get some wins under your belt. This team has had confidence from the beginning, and that's something that again, we pride ourselves on. We have very high internal leadership. We're continuing to build that, and the wins keep bringing confidence. We just got back in off the road on a long road trip, and it's much easier to go back to work on a Monday after you get done getting a win on the road. So the confidence is going to keep going up. We're going to keep playing with high intensity, and it's just going to keep bringing more wins, hopefully.
Anybody else for Austin?
Hey, Austin, another question for me. I know y'all are very familiar with Gunner. He's been around there a long time. Tell us a little bit about Jarret, his personality, what he's like when he's in the huddle.
Right. One thing I'll say about Jarret is, like he said in his interview, he's always ready. He takes pride in being a good teammate. He takes pride in, showing up every day to get better. And I know this is a tough role for him. He's going from being a starter for multiple years to being a backup now, but he hasn't taken any slack off. He's up here watching film all the time. He's up here, working on his craft. He's after practice working on his craft. Having a guy like that is going to be ready when his number's called, and he showed that on Saturday. It makes the whole team better to have that level of maturity and that level of dedication in the room.